What does your week look like?
So I have school, and then after I have concert band, and then after that I'm working.
So I train 8 times a week. I do 2 gym and 2 Pilates sessions.
Then Wednesdays I'll have school, and then concert choir, and then the New Zealand tour choir, which I'm in.
Swimming Thursday morning, Pilates Thursday night, swimming Friday morning, swimming Friday night, and swim and gym Saturday morning. I do go to school, yes. I do a little bit of that as well.
Amelia is an elite swimmer. Right now she's training for nationals, where she'll be swimming the 50, 100 and 200 metre breaststroke. And at the state champs last week, she swam an Olympic qualifying trial time. So yeah, she's pretty good.
Swimming is a very demanding sport. I think I've found sort of with friendship groups. So they might be going out on a Friday night and I'll have to say, look, I've got training tonight, and I've also got it early tomorrow morning, so I can't come out.
Michelle is a musician. She plays saxophone, flute, sings in a jazz choir. This choir is going to the World Choir Games in New Zealand. I mean, there's not a lot she doesn't do.
This week all the assignments are due, so that can get quite overwhelming, juggling, like getting work done and then working as well as practicing and everything.
All of this is a lot of responsibility. And while they don't want to change their busy schedules, they say trying to cram everything into their week isn't easy, and it means making some sacrifices.
One of my friends, I'm still good friends with her now. She dropped swimming when she was in year 10 to focus on her studies because it was just too much. There was a lot of pressure to do 8 sessions or no sessions. Like it was either competitive or it was nothing.
I just don't think there's enough hours in the day to practice, come to school for 6 hours, rehearse, and then do things for yourself as well.
There is only 24 hours in that day, isn't there? So and there's so many opportunities and things that you can do and things that you want to do. So to fit it all in, yeah, you have to cram it. Otherwise, how are you going to do everything?
Dr. Dot Demead is a researcher at the University of South Australia, and she looks into how young people use their time and how we can find the best balance in our days. Recent studies have found that almost 1 in 2 young Australians say that their biggest personal challenge is high workloads and academic pressure at school, while 1 in 4 say they really struggle to balance their school life and other commitments like sport, music, or just hanging out with friends. Dr. Demead says there can be some pretty obvious signs that we're trying to fit too much into one day.
Sleep is super important, especially while we're still developing and growing. So if your sleep is suffering, then you need to think about toning it down a bit with your activities.
About half of young Aussies say they struggle to get the recommended 8 hours of sleep every night. And overloading yourself with extracurricular activities can be cutting into our sleep schedule. But Dr. Demead says even if we do get enough sleep, our bodies could still be telling us to chill out.
Another thing is you might just think, are you feeling stressed out, tired, perhaps tired even though you're getting enough sleep? Perhaps you're not getting time to spend with your family or your friends. You might be starting to slip with your grades at school.
Overthinking, just thinking about music, thinking about homework or what you have to do the next day. Sometimes that will keep me up. Oh, and obviously just sometimes on your phone.
We're up usually 4:30, 6 mornings a week. Sometimes training doesn't finish till 8:30. Sometimes I find it difficult after a gym session. I'm all hyped up, I've had a good session. I don't want to go straight to sleep. It is difficult.
Recent studies have suggested that excessive time spent studying or on extracurricular activities can have negative impacts on our mental health. They say to think of the benefits like a curve. Initially, extra time spent on studying or sport or playing an instrument is going to be good for us. But the more time we spend, the more time we cut into things like socialising or downtime or sleep. And in the long run, this is going to have a negative impact.
As a regular practice, you can't sustain studying for extended periods of time and not allowing enough time for sleep, for relaxation and for exercise. So they're really important components for a healthy, balanced lifestyle.
So how do we find the right balance of everything? Well, Dr. Demead says it depends. For better mental health, you might need more hours of sleep. For better physical health, well, it probably won't surprise you that you're going to need more exercise. But what if we want a mix of everything?
Yes, you're looking for the Goldilocks day.
Yes.
Yeah, so the day that's just right. We have the right balance of every activity. You really can't go wrong if you follow the guidelines. Then Australia has guidelines for children and young people, so it goes up to the age of 17.
Those guidelines recommend teens get at least an hour of decent exercise, work up a sweat, as well as a couple hours of light exercise, like walking the dog or helping around the house. And if you're 14 to 17, get at least 8 to 10 hours of uninterrupted sleep, including screens off for an hour before bed. Amelia and Michelle have worked out how to manage their time to make sure they get those things and still keep up with school. But they also say that even though they spend a lot of time swimming and playing music, that's what makes them happiest.
Being able to really time manage has been a really big part of my life since I was little, because I started competitive swimming when I was little, and it sort of goes back to communicating with your teachers as well.
Find the things that you do daily. So for me, it would be like music. Find those things that you love that recharge you and try and fit that in.